it mentally messes us up in the head. Our confidence goes out the window. Our dreams start shattering. We have no hopes, nothing, because of this one thing we just want. We want our parents to be on the same page with us. How do we make our parents understand us? How do we get them on the same page as us? When I was growing up as an Indian girl myself at that time, I had a lot of restrictions, even though I grew up and was raised here in California. My parents' thinking was like half modernized and half not. Majority of the half came from because of what their belief was as they were growing up, and I think that's what a lot of kids with parents with cultural background is, that our parents bring whatever they knew or know from when they were growing up from their parents. They want to instill it to their kids. It's like they want to keep the cycle going, you know what I mean? And for kids like us, we don't want to keep the cycle going because, we see things differently than them now. Back then when they were growing up, there was no technology, and it was different. It was pretty different, you know what I mean, especially with their crazy stories you hear, like how they had to swim through the ocean, jump through the mountains to get to school, and then going back home, it was the same thing. So you know what I'm talking about with those type of parents. Yeah, those stories where the hardship they had to go through, so now in return we have to make sure we abide by their rules. Don't you think our parents should be like a movie directors or something, like make a movies on them? It'd be funny, right? So here's the thing, back to the real talk. Okay, you can't change your parents' mindset. Okay, I'm just gonna be straight up with you guys. I think a lot of this is just from my own personal experiences. I feel like a lot of girls face a lot of issues with their parents with cultural background because of all the restrictions, all of the do's and don'ts they're not allowed to do because of whatever they know from when they were growing up. So our parents' mindset and thinking is not going to change. And the thing is, I've seen a lot of people on internet and complaining about their parents, and they're questioning it. Why is my parents doing this to me? Like they feel like they're in that victim role, and I want to be truthful to you guys and be like, yeah, your parents' mindset is not going to change, and I'm going to keep on repeating it throughout the video because I want you to instill that in your mind. Okay, my parents' mindset is not going to change. My parents are going to be the way they are. So what steps can I take for myself? Are you willing to stand up for yourself? Are you willing to take the actions needed for yourself without the support from your parents? Are you willing to do that? Or you need that comfort from your parents, like mommy and daddy's approval for you to do something for yourself in your life? Do you need that? Because I was in that phase where I felt like I can't disappoint my parents. Come on, you can't disappoint your parents. You and our parents does a good job at instilling that in our brain, where like you cannot disappoint them, ruin their reputation, make them look bad or anything in any way or sort of way. You have this so much responsibility and burden on your shoulder that you don't know how to deal with it. And the only way it feels easy to do what you like to do is to get a yes from mommy and daddy. I'll be truthful to you, you're not gonna get it. And for those of you who do get it, congratulations, I'm happy for you, but majority of us, we don't. And that's difficult for us. It mentally messes us up in the head. Our confidence goes out the window. Our dreams start shattering. We have no hopes, nothing, because of this one thing we just want. We want our parents to be on the same page with us. And I learned this the hard way, and it took me a while. After more than 10 years now, I finally understand the fact that is your parents are who they are. You do not have the power to change anybody's mindset. Not your parents, not anybody else. If you believe that for somebody else, why don't you believe it the same for your parents? Like, if there's somebody else that's not your parents and they don't agree with you, you're like, yeah, I don't have the power to change that person's mindset. So why don't you think the same way when it comes to your parents? At the end of the day, your parents don't owe you shit, okay? Love your parents, accept them for who they are, and then from there, like I said, decide what path do you want to take. We're gonna have two choices to make in our life. They're both difficult in their own way, okay? You decide which path would be easier. Not easier, I take that back. You decide which path you are willing to take. For instance, let's take this. Are you willing to take a path where you listen to your parents, you obey what your parents want, you do not argue with them, and pretty much make your parents happy? Or you want to take the path of, I want to be independent, I want to make my own decisions, even if it costs me for my parents not talking to me for my entire life, I'm going to say, because some parents are very strict, okay? But both of them have their own consequences. The one where you listen to your parents, I don't know, I know how I felt when I did that. I felt I was dying inside. I felt like I had no feelings, no dreams. I didn't feel confident. I felt I had nothing to say to anyone. I felt embarrassed because I didn't know if I was able to trust myself, my thinking, whatever, because I was in that approval mode of getting my parents, is that it was leading on to other relationships too in my life, where I needed approval from every single person to be who I want to be. And if they didn't, I was just dying inside. So the other one where the other path you choose, which you be independent, you make your own choice, and you understand that your parents or whoever is not going to agree with you, that path is difficult too, because you're on your own. You might not have the support of the people you thought you're gonna have. Definitely your parents are not gonna support you. Your friends might not support you. For me, I didn't have nobody's support when I took a stand for myself. No parents, no siblings, no friend, no one. I was by myself. I did that. And I'm proud of that decision that I made, because I've experienced both of my choice and I understood which one I liked more. So for you, what I can say is your parents are who they are. We can't, it's like this, we can't sit and just keep on complaining about our parents being this, being that, being that. You need to make a choice. You need to decide and be able to live with that choice. In my head, I was thinking, think of this. When you are on your deathbed, can you truly say to yourself, I did what I wanted to do, and there's no one I can blame that for? Or you're gonna say, I want to do so many things, but I couldn't because I wanted to keep my parents happy, or whoever, fill in the blank. If you do that, then that means something's wrong here in the picture, okay? So it's difficult. I get it. I've been through that path. I went through what I needed to go through, got out of it. I'm standing on my feet, and to be honest, your parents can maybe still come around, you know? Try your best, you know? Do your best on your part, you know? And if they still don't agree, then you need to go move on to doing whatever path you choose, which is the other one when I'm explaining the one I took. And my parents still came around after 2 years of not talking to me. But some parents, they might disown you, especially girls, for marrying different races or something. So that's okay. Are you gonna be okay? Mentally, it is very hard. But you have to think about it like what I said. When you're on your deathbed, can you say you did what you wanted to do? If you can answer that question, a lot of decisions in your life will be a lot easier. And the thing is, I actually teach this in my program, which is Know Your Worth, where I go through all these steps with you to make you understand who you are, know the real you. And this program, like I'm building, it's pretty amazing, you know, because look at me. This experience that I went through was 10 years ago, and I'm such a confident person. I'm able to make my own decisions. My parents look at me differently. I act differently now versus where I was so timid. I didn't want to say anything. I was so quiet. Things were difficult. Like I had so much to say, but nothing would come out of my mouth. And I know that feeling. And it was difficult, you know, but you can get through it. You know, if you choose to, you can get through it, and it's amazing, you know. Once you get out of it, it's a whole amazing feeling. I just can't describe that. And I want you to feel that feeling. And that feeling will only start when you stop being the victim. Stop playing the victim role. Stop complaining about your parents. I actually chose to accept the fact my parents will not accept what I do. Accept it, that they won't accept it. Once you have that feeling, then you it's a whole different, you'll feel like you're a whole new person, because our parents are very close to us, you know. We love them so much that it's hard to to go against your parents. It's difficult. So the only way that I found to deal with this was to forgive and accept. Forgive your parents and accept the fact that they will not accept it, and it falls back to you. What are you gonna do with that information now? That was it for today. Pretty intense, right? So wrap it all up. It gets easier. It's everything in life starts a little bit difficult, but it gets easier. As you can see, I'm a prime example right here. But yeah, definitely don't forget to follow me on Instagram at I am Money Par. Follow me closely about my life. I like to be mainly me on Instagram, so you might get tips here and there, but it's just to know me and understand who I am as a person on my Instagram. And definitely don't forget to follow me on YouTube and hit the like button. If you want to get on my get in my program, I'm gonna put the link in below and schedule a one-on-one session with me, or one of I also work with a personal development coach as well. We both work together, and if there's any other issue you have, relationship, life, career, whatever, I got my personal development coach to help you out. So book a free one-on-one session and let's see how we can help you out. And that's about it. Okay, see you guys.